All right, here we go. It's time for another 5 minutes. This time, Cody Conners joins us. Cody, how are you, man?
Doing great, man. How's everything?
Hanging in there. I make the joke every show now that we're getting closer to my barber opening back up. So hopefully this mess will all be taken care of soon. All right, what's your topic for us today?
As you know, but nobody else will know, I'm a big Marlins fan. So big topic that I wanted to talk about today is just, I think right now is a good time. I think the culture is changing in the Marlins organization. A lot to look forward to. Yeah, it was a rocky start if you take away the records, but like I said, there's a lot to look forward to, and I think in the next few years we're going to be looking at some very positive results.
Cool. I love it. There's not a ton of Marlins fans, you know that, but
Oh yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
glad. I'm glad there's one around. So here we go. State of the Marlins here on 5 minutes. We'll put 5 minutes on the clock, and here we go. Obviously, we're gonna have to start at the top. The big news with the team recently was Derek Jeter taking over at the helm. Spent all his career with the New York Yankees. Comes down in an ownership role. Uh, I'll start with your thoughts. So, how do you feel about him being at the top of the chain now?
I was excited. Yeah, excited and nervous is probably the best way to put it.
Hmm.
Obviously Derek Jeter name speaks for itself. Hall of Famer it will be a Hall of Famer. But the ownership experience part kind of made me nervous. He had this
Hmm.
idea of what a lot of previous owners had before was basically just starting from the bottom, and most of the other owners never really had much success with it. And
Hmm.
Jeter wanted to do the same thing, so that made me very nervous because I'm like, man, at the time he came in, we had the best outfield in baseball, arguably Stanton, Yelich, Ozuna, and we just had nothing down below, like farm system. They were just terrible. So when he came out and said, "Hey, I want to get rid of payroll, start from scratch," and we're just like, it was our best chance to win. And we had all these guys, just the production was there. And but like I said, with previous owners, they got rid of everybody,
Hmm.
nothing to show for it. Jeter came in, got rid of these guys, but got the return that we're all kind of surprised. We went from a farm system that had nothing there to the number four in baseball, which is crazy.
Wow.
I don't think we've ever been that high. So, you know, there's a lot of results. Like I said, if you take away the records, internally the organization's starting to look really good.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like that personnel is going to be coming up here pretty soon. You talked about being nervous about Jeter taking over and how's his ownership style going to be. Do you think that maybe he took some pointers from George Steinbrenner? I mean, he was under the boss for most of his years in New York, and he learned from him. And do you think that how the Yankees organization was run while he was there, he was able to take some of that and bring it to Miami?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Yankees they speak for themselves. 27 World Series. And like I said, Jeter coming in from just playing baseball, like he's got the ideas, he's got the mindset, like he knows what to do. And obviously, like being under that type of management ownership, like I'm sure along the way he's taken a lot of pointers. So I know what he knows what he's doing. It's just being patient is probably gonna be the hardest part. Being a Marlins fan, you're not used to seeing a winning season. So I know he's got a lot to apply, and I'm excited. I really am. At first I wasn't, but now I am. So
I mean, every time the Marlins seem to have a winning season, they end up going all the way and winning the World Series. They've done it a couple of times, of course.
yeah.
So who are some of the players you're looking forward to, and do you think that they're going to be able to contribute right away and maybe turn the ship around a little sooner than maybe you think?
Well, we'll start off from a guy that was on the team, picked up in the Ozuna trade, Sandy Alcantara. You might be
Hmm.
familiar, we might not be. He was part of the All-Star team last year. His win-loss record wasn't that great, but again, the Marlins, have a hard time, holding leads. But after the All-Star break, he came out firing on all cylinders. He looked great. If you take a dive down into their farm system, got a lot of good pitching coming up. One guy, particularly one of my favorites, is Edward Cabrera. The guy who could throw triple digits, good off speed stuff. Started off in single A, double A right now. So I mean, pitching's there. Top draft pick last year, JJ Bleday, from
Hmm.
Vanderbilt. A lot of power at the plate. Very excited to see what he can do. He had a good spring training. Surprisingly, he was invited to the Marlins minors during this minor league before everything went downhill. But
Hmm.
showed a little consistency. But obviously, he's not going to be an MLB starter right away.
Right.
Definitely looking forward to him. And Sixto Sanchez. A lot of comparison to Pedro Martinez when we
Yep.
picked him up from the Phillies in the Realmuto trade. A lot of good talk about him. Hard thrower, a lot of good breaking stuff. So those guys for sure, they're gonna make an instant impact.
All right, we're down to our last 45 seconds here. Real quick, I want your prediction for this season. And if you don't think they're going to make the playoffs, how soon will they make the playoffs?
Well, we had a lot of good off-season acquisitions this year. Definitely going to improve the team. It just depends on how the season plays out. Marlins are in the toughest division, I think, in baseball right now. If we do play that 82-game season, ultimately a goal for me would be 30 to 35 wins. Try to get to that 500 mark. I don't think we're necessarily a playoff team yet, but give it 3 years. Bold prediction, I'm saying World Series by 2023.
Wow. Just a few years away. Well, that gives you something to look forward to. And with that, we've hit our 5 minutes. Cody, thanks so much for stopping by. We appreciate the time. And as a fan of the Atlanta Braves, you have now
that's right. That's right.
you have scared me that the Braves are gonna have a little bit more competition here in the coming years. So thanks for that. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Thank you. Stay safe.